Alright, what's up, guys? Austin here.
Mike,
Alright, here we're talk about today the book Once, right?
by Morris
Over
Gleesman.
You want to start off for me?
Go ahead, bud. Go ahead.
Alright, basically, it's about this Jewish boy around the World War II era, and basically,
His name is Felix.
oh, sorry.
There you go. That's all right, I got you.
Alright.
So there's two of us here.
His name is Felix, and he starts off. He's like in an orphanage, and then like he has a really big imagination, and like he's like
He writes a lot of books.
yeah, like
Like
books,
stories.
like stories, and
Short
like this,
stories.
and this yellow binder thing, which is kind of important throughout the whole story, because he thinks his parents will identify him by his binder that they gave him. I don't know, and you you thought
All right. So basically, when he's in the orphanage, he really wants to find his parents. And one day, a couple of Nazi soldiers come, who he really doesn't know anything about yet, because it's the beginning of the Holocaust, and he is probably about the 10-year-old range, 8 to 10, doesn't really say, but he's a little clueless, and you can tell throughout the book he's not the brightest kid in the bunch, but it's all right. But he wants to escape from the orphanage after he sees the Nazi soldiers burning all the books in the library to try to find his parents because they're booksellers, and he thinks that all the books are going to get burned in his parents' store and that they're going to go bankrupt, basically. So when he runs away, he a lot of stuff happens to him. A lot of bad stuff happens to him, and
He has a rough life.
it's tough. It's tough. He probably should have stayed in the orphanage.
Well,
But
no, not really.
no.
Remember when I won't give away the ending.
Yeah, we gotta stick to
Miss
that.
P might freak out. She might be like, "Pause the video!"
Well, can't give
All
away
right.
the ending, but okay.
When he there's one point where a bunch of orphans got killed and then like they saw him or whatever. So like, he might have been a good thing, might not. Well, we'll never know. Well, anyways, basically, where did we left it? He left the orphanage.
He left the orphanage.
Yeah,
Wow,
he left the
that's so
orphanage and he like goes and finds his like old town and is like walking for like a couple days, and he gets to his hometown and like everything's different. Like all the people, like he walks in the main street kind of area, and like people are like yelling Jew stuff at him, and he's like, "What are you talking about?" And like he gets chased out of town and hides, and like everyone in the town's chasing him. And then later on that night, he sneaks back into town, goes in his house, and there's like this family down the streets living with him, and a friend he used to go to school with just like walks in, and he's like, you like yell some racist like Jewish stuff at him, and like, you don't live here anymore, and basically he's confused and running away. And do you want to take it?
Well, when he runs away, he he needs food because he doesn't have any food, and he needs clothes because he's still in his clothes from the orphanage, and he doesn't want to get taken back to the orphanage because, well, that would defeat the whole purpose of him running away.
Trying to find his parents.
Exactly. So, he walks for a couple more days. He finally finds a house that looks like there's no one in it, but someone lives there, so you can tell. So he gets some clothes. They're a little bit too big for him, kind of like this, but it's okay. And uh, he finds food on the table, so he eats the food. So he's finally got enough food in the system to actually,
Fresh food.
Yeah,
like
fresh
they were
food.
like just made sandwiches, like hot water and stuff. And he walks out. He walks out of the house, and he hears gunshots. And he's naive. He's like, "Wow, there's people hunting everywhere." And he like keeps hearing more gunshots and more gunshots and more gunshots. It's like, wow, it must be like a lot of hunting season, hunting rabbits, blah blah blah. And then he's like walking through, just walking, trying to find his parents, where they might be, what they might be doing. And he sees like it looks like a forest on fire, and it's basically like a house. As he starts walking closer, he sees that it's a house, and he walks up to it, and like the house is on fire. There's like three people laying out in the yard, dead chickens and feathers everywhere, and he walks up to see if the people are alive, and puts like a feather underneath their nose, and two weren't breathing. Goes up to this little girl, and she's living, so he drags her away to the house.
from the house
From the not in the house.
To
but
a
it's on
hay
fire.
bale.
Yeah.
He drags her right to a hay bale, and they hide behind the hay bale when eventually she wakes up, and when she wakes up, they start hearing Nazi soldiers, and that kind of scares them. So they're just staying. They're trying to stay calm. He's trying to keep her calm. He's asking a lot of questions about where her parents are. She doesn't realize yet they've died, but Felix does know. By the way, the girl's name is Zelda. She
Proud on that.
It's alright. She comes in. She ends up being a big part in the book also. So when they're hiding behind the hay bale, when the Nazi soldiers are yelling at them, finally, one of the Nazi soldiers, I guess, sees them and like kind of sneaks around and then comes up and grabs Zelda from behind, and he sees Felix's notebook, and Felix thinks that the only reason why the soldiers are after him is because of the notebook, because they want to burn books, because that's all that he
That's
really
what he
knows so far.
thinks. He thinks that they're after burning all the Jewish books.
Yeah.
You know, in the mind of a 9-year-old, you never know, or a 10-year-old or whatever, you never know. Oh, do you want to keep going? All right.
Go ahead.
You don't really know what's like going through their mind or like crazy imagination. I know probably definitely Miss Clicks had a crazy imagination. Anyways, so they're like, they got captured and they were like getting taken to the, what are they called, ghettos. The ghettos at the time, and where they used to keep the Jews before they got shipped. Like they shipped them to the concentration camps, and they got there for a couple days, and they clear out the ghettos, take everyone out, and then redo it all over again. They re-put people back in the ghettos, ship them, cycles. They wanted to eliminate all the Jews. Anyways,
Ghetto to concentration camp.
Yeah.
The new shipment comes in basically. And
do you want to see what happens in the ghetto?
yeah,
All right.
yeah. When when he first gets there to the ghetto, it's the day when they're moving out all the old Jews from the ghetto to the concentration camps, and it's all hectic. So Felix ends up actually running into the wrong Nazi soldier and gets a gun pointed at his head. When out of nowhere, a guy with a black bag comes up and shows the bag to the Nazi soldier.
At this point, he's getting like pulled away from Zelda. They're both like crying and stuff.
Yeah, they get separated. They've been together for a couple of days now. And so when the guy, you don't know who he is yet, shows him the black bag, the Nazi soldier eventually just lets him go with the man. The man ends up being a dentist who helps out in the ghetto, and that's why the Nazi soldier let him go with him.
But you don't know this at the time.
Yeah,
You're like,
you don't know
what's
this
in the
yet.
black bag? It's a big mystery about this black bag. And I don't think we'll give away, will it?
No.
I think we'll be all right. Basically, you find out that, Felix is sick at this point. He collapses when all this happens. He's like he's running a high fever. He can't do anything. He's been caring for this little girl, and basically he's got energy for like 10-year-old. And Zelda's 5. They do say that in the book.
They do
She's
say
like
she's
5. And basically he wakes up it's his first person point of view. I forgot to say that.
Yeah, it is. It is
It
mostly
is,
first
yeah.
person. So it's told from Felix's point of view.
And they're Felix will wake up for a couple minutes and they'll tell a little bit about what's going on. He's getting fed soup. Zelda's jumping on him, and he goes back to sleep, passed out for a couple days until he gets better. And then when he gets better, when he gets better, basically he starts learning what's going on. He's with a bunch of kids in not an orphanage, I guess. But this guy has the guy with the black bag. His name is Barney. I said Bernie. His name is Barney, and Barney has a big heart and taking all these kids in for no reason, and he takes all these kids in and is caring for them, make sure they get hurt, and they're all hiding underneath the cellar by all this stuff going on in the streets. Slowly people are getting taken away in the trains and all that good stuff. Basically, you find out Felix is the oldest one there, and he starts going to help Bernie when he leaves at night to get food, water, and basically Barney, I said Bernie again. Barney goes and he's a dentist. You find out because he at one point they walk into a Nazi headquarters and Felix is freaking out because he's helping him get food and stuff, freaking out, and he pulls out this black bag and it's dentist material. This guy's rubbing his jaw as he's hurting. He's injecting stuff in his mouth to numb it, and he's cleaning out his teeth. So the black bag mystery ends right there.
Yeah. Then the reason why Felix had to go with them remember, he has a great imagination. He loves to write stories. There's little short stories in his notebook.
This yellow notebook.
Yeah,
Yellow.
yeah. And Barney asked Felix if he would tell this Nazi soldier a story, to just make one up on the spot, to try to get the soldier's mind off of the pain that he's in right now, because the first one actually had a couple teeth pulled. So they didn't have Novocaine like they do today to numb them, so they had to get their mind off it some other way. And that's what Barney's great idea was, and ended up helping a lot of the soldiers with the pain. They made them a little bit nicer,
And
at the time at least.
the last
We're going to leave you all. I plan on. Yeah. I'm getting to that point. It's getting pretty long. The last point is they leave. They get caught and they're leaving the place. They're leaving and they get put on the trains, and that's where we'll leave you at the cliffhanger. There's four books to it. There's
Four. There's Once.
I'm reading Then right now.
Then.
The sequel to it.
Then we have Now, and then After.
So they all basically tie together. Read them all. I think it was a good book.
Well, this was a fairly good book. I actually enjoyed reading it. One of the very few books I enjoy reading.
True statement right there.
Very few.
Cold hard fact of the day.
Yes. Basically, when you get the chance, check it out at your local library. Keller Run has multiple copies of this. A few of you guys have already read it, and I think everybody will agree it's a pretty good book.
And good A.
So, have a nice one.